I'm Evan Drisner on the red carpet for the North Saskatoon Business Association Popcorn and Entrepreneurship Series, a documentary changing the pulse of the province, a Murad Al-Katib story. It's going to be an incredibly inspiring story of risk, of success, and how that success has now empowered many things and many opportunities across the world. We're going to be interviewing some celebrities, of course, some business people in the city. Stay tuned for an incredible documentary and hopefully some pretty funny interviews. I'm with Cameron Meyer, the guy that not only filmed but directed and edited and put lots of time. What did you do? Tell me what you did then.
I am the account executive, so I was the one that secured the work. The team did the work.
Okay, well then I screwed up. I thought he was somebody important.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, I am not.
I'm just kidding. You're important. Why don't you tell me a bit about how your business has been doing this and what a project like this is for you guys?
Sure. Well, a project like this is fantastic for us, right? I mean, not only do we get to show off what we do, like our creative skills and all our camera magic and cinematic trickery and that kind of thing, but we get to get it in front of a ton of people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And show them what we do. And this one in particular, we're very proud of because, I mean, Murad, he's a great guy. His story pretty much tells itself.
Inspirational, man.
It's very inspirational, and the story, like I said, it just tells itself, and so I'm just excited. I can't wait for people to see it.
So I've luckily run into Mr. Steve Hogel, the
lucky,
always
hey,
lucky, the bigwig, the guy that runs the Saskatoon Blades, has really revitalized it. I feel like you guys are doing a great job.
Too kind of you. I tell my buddies, don't forget what little dogs do to big wheels.
Yeah. And you're also on the board of the NSBA, right?
We are, and absolutely love it. We think it's such a vibrant organization, and this event symbolizes that. It's absolutely amazing. It's a must-attend event.
Well, and it's a cool perspective to hear from you, Steve, because you've been in Edmonton in a big market, obviously with the Oilers doing some big things, coming to a smaller town, to the WHL, and then to find a business association doing stuff like this. What's your perspective on that? Like, are we doing stuff that's pretty cool?
Well, absolutely, first of all. But this does not happen in Edmonton. I've not seen this anywhere else, and I've been around a little bit.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unreal, and this is something that could be taken and put across the country. It's absolutely amazing. People love it because it's fun, first and foremost. It's a great place to see a whole bunch of people, and you learn stuff from these unbelievable business leaders.
Exactly right, and it's inspiring. Steve, right before the interview, he said he's been married for 35 years, and his wife took off, and he said it's been bliss, and I think I get why, because she keeps leaving him. Anyway, Steve, appreciate it. Thanks for taking time. Appreciate it.
Good.
Yeah, great. You were actually the host last year. It was all about you. So tell us a little bit of your perspective of gone through this now and what you think of the event.
Well, my family says it's always about me, but I don't think it is. Well, it's a real honor actually to be recognized by the business community. I mean, these aren't the sort of things you do when you get into business, but it's fun when you look back and go, yeah, I guess we've done okay, and we supported the community and done some good things and continue to do so. I mean, our business is growing, our employee group is growing, the number of buildings we're building, the franchises that we're representing is growing, and even the markets are growing. We're in Kelowna in a big way, in Vernon, and now we're going to be entering the Calgary market. So it's kind of cool to be from Saskatoon and to have our offices here, our head offices here,
Yeah.
but to be growing mainly in Saskatchewan is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you guys are super successful. That's why they did the video after you. How did the video last year affect you as your business, or was it just kind of a cool legacy to have documented?
Well, I think when you run a business, you don't, it's, as the person that owns or runs the business, you get all the recognition, but the reality is that there's all the people that work in the business. Our employees are just awesome, and without them we aren't successful. So I think that it was a great pride point for our business, a great pride point for our employees, and I think they like to be working for a company that has some recognition. It's all about self-esteem, it's all about business esteem, and it makes them feel good,
Absolutely.
for sure.
So I've luckily stumbled upon Randy Schwartz from the Brand Group, which was the original Popcorn Entrepreneurs documentary. How's it going? Are you excited about the event? Have you been to all of them now?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the first one. I was still in sales at the time.
Oh, you're still working.
I was working. I went last year. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really, you learn a lot about some of the local entrepreneurs that have been so successful.
Yeah.
So it's now on the other side of things, watching what's going on. It's a lot of fun to be here.
And as an employee of a business that's documented for having, well, in your case, not only national but international success, what does that feel like? And have you seen that with the other people that are working for the business, where they take a lot of source of pride in that?
it's huge. The amount of pride with the employees, having worked for a company like Branta I've been over 14 years.
Yep.
I see people that are 25 years, 30 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the young people that come up, they really look at us and go, how do you stay for so long? And I said, you're here.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to go anywhere.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a lot of fun.
Aaron, you've been involved with this now for a little bit, 3 years, I think. I remember interviewing. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So why do you keep getting involved with something like this?
Because look at the atmosphere. We've got in almost the entire business community from Saskatoon. We've got a bunch of representation from Regina.
Yep.
You can't get anything better than this. It's
Yeah.
outstanding.
That's awesome. And I mean, with such an inspirational story, which they all have been, do you think that it's not only good for Saskatchewan, but also for our country to see such cool things happening in our city?
Yeah, we're pretty creative here, and it's nice to be able to show this off to the rest of the country. So I'm hoping the rest of them will catch on, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll be good for us.
Absolutely. Aaron, don't want to take too much time. I know the video's about to start, and like I said, you guys got to stay tuned and watch this. Aaron, thanks so much for supporting us. Appreciate it. Tell us a little bit how you feel as being with the women entrepreneurs of Saskatchewan, what it's like being involved in a city that has events like this, and what you think of AGT and Murad.
You know what, I think this is amazing to have this happening in our city. I think Saskatoon has has a tremendous vibrancy that you don't see in other parts of the country. And although we are not that as big as other parts of the country, you know, Saskatchewan is rated as one of the most vibrant countries in the world. So I think what Murad is doing and his story is important, because one of the things is that he won the Global Entrepreneur of the Year award with EY. And so what that does is put Saskatchewan on the map.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about, you know, the financial performance, it's about what people are doing in terms of corporate responsibility as well. So this is an important situation, important event for us in Saskatchewan.
It's getting really busy on the red carpet, and I'm directing our guests, so it's always on my good side. Jeff with EY, big sponsor of the event, and also very involved in a lot of different things within the province. Tell us why you guys sponsor stuff like this, why you get involved, and why you're here.
Well, you know, we really believe in being behind entrepreneurship, and this event, in my opinion, it's one of a kind.
Yep.
It really celebrates entrepreneurship, and it's just, you know, you just look at the crowd who's here. It's not your usual rubber chicken crowd. It really is. It really is a who's who of the business community.
Yep.
And people who are supporting each other, and that's what we're about. So I really, really believe in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's cool to see these stories inspire not only people watching, remember, stay tuned and watch it, but also the people that are here and other businesses that can see, you know what, I can do that. Yeah. And how, and EY, are you guys seeing that kind of excitement in other businesses in the province?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you know, tonight's honoree being Murad Al-Katib, perfect example of a guy who not only believes in entrepreneurship, in building support in his community, you know, doing the right thing, social causes. It's not just about making money anymore, it's doing it for the right purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the poster child for this event, he really is.
So I just ran into the biggest celebrity in Saskatchewan, Craig Reynolds, with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Thanks so much for stopping by. Tell us why you kind of came to this event. What's the draw?
I've heard nothing but great things about this event. It's supposed to be fantastic, and Murad Al-Katib is a great sponsor of ours. AGT Foods is a great sponsor at the stadium, and a great friend of mine, so I really wanted to come here and support him.
That's awesome, and it's cool to see businesses and organizations like the Riders supporting other successes in the province. How do you, I mean, from a rider's perspective, you see fans all over Canada, and that's kind of cool to see these local people spreading and showing their support. Do you feel the same way that that's growing in our business culture as well, where we're starting to get noticed all over Canada?
Oh, absolutely. Murad's a perfect example of that, right? International acclaim, Entrepreneur of the Year, and when you travel around, people really recognize what Saskatchewan businesses are doing across the country, and like I said, internationally, it's really impressive.
Look who I found. The sponsors of the red carpet for the NSBA Popcorn Entrepreneurs. How cool is this for you, Mr. Braid? Obviously, Christian Braid from Braid Flooring and Window Fashions, and his lovely wife, Kavari. Thank you guys for stopping by. Why do you keep supporting this, Christian?
To me, entrepreneurship is such an important part of our province, and to be able to come out here and celebrate success in our community is just really important.
Well, and I think from a business perspective too, it's cool to see local businesses supporting things that are telling the story of Saskatchewan and Saskatoon, and this is a great one. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I didn't want to take too much time. I really just wanted your wife on camera beside me.
Well done.
Warren, why don't you tell me why BDC is interested in sponsoring things like this? Why did you guys get involved with this story?
You know what, I was just talking to a lot of relations and people I know here, and we're really not to sound biased, but really the perfect fit for this type of event. I know the event from the last couple of years. It's really been an awesome event. So easy to get involved with that way. But BDC is essentially the Bank of Entrepreneurs. So this is really a celebration of pure entrepreneurialism at its finest. You know, and the event couldn't have been greater with having Murad here in last couple of years. So BDC is a natural fit for it, and we're happy to be involved for sure.
You guys have always kind of been the bank since coming in that is kind of business, entrepreneurial friendly. What is your perspective on the climate of entrepreneurship in Saskatchewan right now? Is it growing? Is it vibrant? I mean, look at the red carpet. There's a lot of people here, but how's the business culture right now?
I hear you. I mean, the economy in Western Canada, Alberta, Saskatchewan, has had its challenges the last number of years, with oil and gas and some of our key commodities and markets being challenged. But you know what? People are resilient here. We've got a number of strong, thriving businesses in Saskatchewan, is well diversified, and people are finding. One person told me tonight the drop in oil couldn't have been better timing for them. That forced them to diversify, forced them to do things different, be leaner, and find different markets for themselves. You know what? Saskatchewan's going to be just fine.
So I just found Chad Leverick from Alliance Energy. He's the chair of the Popcorn Entrepreneurship, past board member, and also obviously Alliance Energy. Chad, being a chair of this, why is it so important for you to donate your time and energy into something like this? Because I know you got kids and a wife and a business. Why do you do this?
We just feel it's important to give back, and this is a great event, and it's really important to get people to hear this story, a story like this, a great Saskatchewan success story, and Murad's obviously an amazing guy and done an amazing job, so we're just happy to help out and be here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we ran into each other at the spa ahead of time, because you always do that before these big red carpet events. You get done up, and he's wearing, what are you wearing, Sears catalog?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, exactly, Chad. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. We don't want to take too much of your time. Enjoy the show, and thanks so much for all the time you put into this.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Chad.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I found Jackie Pilon. She's on the board of the NSBA, of course, the organization putting on this incredible event. It's getting busier, the line is. Jackie, why don't you tell me why you put your time into an organization like the NSBA and events like this?
Why wouldn't you want to be a part of the NSBA? That's probably the better question. When you've got an organization that pulls together entrepreneurs throughout the province and helps them collaborate and work on issues that are common to all of them, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, that's fair, exactly. Why wouldn't you guys want to do that? Her hair's blowing because it's a little bit windy. No, it's okay. I glued my 3 hairs down to my forehead, so I'm good to go. So tell me, is this your first red carpet? Is this the first NSBA Popcorn that you've been to?
This is actually my third.
I haven't interviewed you before, though.
No, I've avoided you because you've kind of scared me.
Oh my gosh. Why do all girls say that?
I'm not sure.
Jackie, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you stopping by and spending a bit of time with us and Shaw Cable. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
I've got Ken Ox here, very successful businessman in Saskatchewan. Which is kind of cool to see people that have been doing business in the province for so long come and support guys that are just starting to come. Well, Murad didn't just come up, but he's been a bit for a while, but he's starting to see that success. Ken, why are you supporting something like this? Why are you coming to an event like this?
Well, I believe in the Trump theory, blow your own horn.
Yeah.
And we should be. Saskatchewan people are not advertising the things we do, and I say we, in my case, not on the local scene more or less, but internationally, the things that half these guys do is incredible.
Yeah.
Von Wyatt's group, Grant, all these guys. It's just unbelievable the things they do, and nobody knows about them unless this type of event happens.
I run into Mr. Brian McRae from 320 Modular. I think you were one of my first interviews ever on the red carpet here.
Could be. Well, I like to be on the red carpet, especially when you're around.
Exactly, and I feel the same. I wouldn't be here unless you were here. So now you're the chair of the NSBA, the organization that puts us on. So tell me from the NSBA's perspective, what an event like this means and why you guys do this.
Well, I think that this event, this event's goal is to inspire entrepreneurship. Our membership is composed of entrepreneurs, and so to be able to showcase the stories, big and small, of growth and success and lessons learned on the big screen is really exciting. And what gets me excited about this story in particular is you've got Murad Al-Katib, who has taken a business plan from in his basement to $1 billion company. all while having twins, and I can relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd say it's such a wonderful story of success, and he really opens up, kind of behind the scenes to hear why he became successful and why he was able to grow his company.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's so cool from an outside perspective, looking at an organization like North Saskatoon Business Association, that you're telling these stories and inspiring people. I wish you luck with your twins and your business, and if you make $2 billion, remember it's probably because of the red carpet host. Good luck. Thanks, Brian. Thanks. Charlie, from the city's perspective, how cool is it for you to see a business like this being celebrated in an event like this, which you don't see?
Yeah, I give NSBA full credit for this series. I think having such a great, fun, celebratory evening to tell the story of those individuals in Saskatchewan who have just been incredible pioneers, taking like Murad Al-Katib, an idea to become one of the biggest food processing companies in the whole world and changing the map in food production. It's remarkable, and by taking the time to tell the story and share it, it can inspire other people to do the same.
And that's a cool thing. His worship, your worship. I feel like I should call you Charlie, but I'm not. I feel like I'm also supposed to be more formal than that, Charlie. Charlie, it's cool also to see that the city, the councilors, you guys are trying to really take this city and inspire people, inspire other cities to be better and to keep growing. So thank you so much for supporting this event. We really appreciate it.
Well,
thanks for stopping by with us. I know you're a popular guy.
It's a city full of talent and potential, and we just got to harness that, because we got lots of things to do in the future to make sure we succeed. So thanks for everything you're doing.
Hey, Charlie, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Premier Brad Wall, thank you so much for stopping by. I know that you've been so passionate and vocal and an advocate for our province. What is a story like Murad and AGT, not only from Saskatchewan, but from your perspective globally and internationally? What's a company like him doing, and how is that being seen, and what's that doing for our province?
It's an epic story of Saskatchewan entrepreneurship. It literally started in his basement, and not very many years ago. Yeah. And now we go to trade missions in India, and they call him the Pulse King, because these are buyers of pulses. That's how they refer to Murad. We've doubled pulse crop production or more just since we were first elected in 07. It has nothing to do with the government, everything to do with our producers, but they needed to get it somewhere. They needed to sell it. So Murad had this vision long before anyone else, or at least maybe a few others did, but he would have been an early sort of on the vanguard of all of this. And he just worked hard. When he's there, he represents our producers, our economy, jobs, but he represents Saskatchewan. The best part about Murad is his humility, his character, his generosity. And so we have the best ambassador in those parts of the world, who also happens to be creating hundreds of jobs here, thousands, sustaining thousands of jobs all over the world, and so many here in the province. And so good on the NSBA. This is a great series. It's a great business association that Saskatoon has here because of events like this.
Yeah. So lo and behold, Murad Al-Katib is at his own event. It's incredible. And I just happened to fall right on his lap on the red carpet. Murad, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So I mean, you've had one of those years where you've had success for a few years, but I feel like all I'm seeing now is Murad and AGT. You're winning awards, you're at the SABEX Awards, now you're having a documentary. What is that like for you from a business perspective? I know you took a lot of risk at the beginning. We'll learn more about that in the documentary, but now you're on a red carpet. How's that journey been for you?
I mean, the journey's been amazing, and it's just great to have an opportunity to tell my story. And, this is all about inspiring the next entrepreneur to, think through exactly how they can help to change the world. And, when we embarked on our journey, 14 years ago, we didn't necessarily think we'd start up a $2 billion company and help to feed the world. But, we did it, and I think that's a great thing to celebrate Saskatchewan, celebrate my life here and, what I've done. But really, I want to talk about what I want to continue to do, and I hope that young entrepreneur gets that inspiration and does it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to see that you brought your family here, because I've been married long enough to know that you don't just start a business and do everything on your own. There's a lot of work in the background and a lot of sacrifices. Is it cool for you to be able to enjoy things like this with your family as well, because you've all kind of put in a lot of time and energy?
Well, I mean, certainly, being away 200 days a year, every year for the last 15, Michelle and Sarah and our son Tarek, who's not here with us, is at football.
Yep.
They've sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, though, I've always felt support from them. They've always been behind the vision that we've had to build this company and to build the vision and to help to, bring Saskatchewan products to the world. And I'm certainly thankful for everything they've done.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, being from Saskatoon now, it's so incredible to see success stories like you, international success from our small little town, Saskatoon. Really appreciate you taking the time and, of course, putting the energy into doing this documentary that will inspire, I'm sure, generations from now on. Thanks, Murad.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.